Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Shelly. If you are new here, then please subscribe before you go anywhere else. And if you're an existing subscriber, you're welcome to ring the bell if you'd like to be notified when I come back up on YouTube Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you're at all interested, I try to stay to a regular schedule. Today we are getting into my Boxy Classic, also known as the Boxy Base. Sometimes I called it Boxy Basic. I was pleasantly surprised. Everything I got in here this month are actually things that I had wanted. So I'm going to go through and show you what I got. I will add a link in here to my Boxy Premium unboxing if you'd like that. So let's just kind of get in here. So every time, if you're not familiar with Boxy, BoxyCharm is a monthly subscription. There's two different levels that are every month. There's the base box, also known as Classic, and then there's a Premium box. And if you're on Basic, then you can be on a waiting list for Premium. There's a $10 difference between the two of them. One's $25, one's $35. You get 4 to 5, I think, full-size products in the base box, and then I think 5 to 7 in the premium. I could be wrong on that. You're welcome to go to BoxyCharm for more information on it. And then there's also a quarterly subscription that's Boxy Luxe, and that comes out once a quarter. It takes the place of your Boxy Base, and they just add the difference. But it's normally, or you don't have to do all three. You could do just one at a time. The Boxy Luxe, I think, if you're only getting the Boxy Luxe, is $49.95, and there's a pretty hefty selection of items that come in that. Every month you get a little card that's themed. This one is BoxyCharm Festival Vibes. I don't think anybody's going to any festivals anytime soon. The variation I got is variation 29, if that helps you at all. I got 5 items in it, so let's look and see what I got in today's Boxy. I got a makeup eraser, and this is like a washcloth thing, but I think it's different that you don't even really have to use a makeup remover. Yeah, it says it's equal to 3,600 makeup wipes. So if you're being cognizant of how much you're throwing away, and so that is the original makeup eraser Sunset. #1 sustainable makeup remover in the world. Erase all makeup with just water. Erases waterproof mascara, eyeliner, foundation, and more, made with premium patented polyester featuring millions of hair-like fibers that work as a suction for dirt, makeup, and oil. MSRP on it's $22. So we'll try it. We'll try it without any kind of cleanser and see what happens. Maybe it works. Okay, have not used that one yet. The next item I got is and there was 2 versions of this. This is the Benefit Pore Professional. There was also a Hydrating Professional, I think. This one is supposed to minimize the look of pores. If you're new to it, MSRP on this is $32. It says quickly minimize the appearance of pores, fine lines for smoother than smooth skin. It does say apply the silky lightweight balm alone, under or over makeup. Translucent formula contains vitamin E derivative. Known to protect skin against free radicals. Okay, so it's got some good for you stuff. I have used this before, and I think my problem in using the Pore Professional is that I was using too much and it was kind of pilling. I think I figured out the trick with this is you kind of have to press it into your skin. And once you press it in and kind of let it settle a little bit, it actually does a pretty good job. Now, the interesting thing is during my 3 looks with 1 palette, which you'll see later on in this video, the blush I was using is this Hourglass blush, and it's pretty luminous. It has a lot of shimmer in it, and I was really starting to feel like I got a lot of texture right in through here. So I pressed some of this right over the top of my makeup, and it really kind of took that sheen away so that you didn't see the orange peel looking skin. That it's just, nobody wants to walk around with that. Not that I'm walking around anywhere, but if I were to, then this took care of it. So I think to me that's the win for me, is using this on top of my foundation, my makeup, everything else, just to kind of mattify certain areas or cover up some texture that I wouldn't have wanted to advertise. So I'm not upset about that at all. I'm glad that I finally figured out how to use it. In the past I've had like little samples of it. I don't remember if I have a full size of primer. I've got a drawer full of primers. It's a problem. I got the Iconic London Illuminator. I actually wanted this. MSRP on this is $41. It says concentrated liquid shimmer can be added to your foundation, primer, or moisturizer, simply used on its own for a super highlighted glow. Every drop of this super concentrated shimmer elixir glides on smoothly to bestow an ultra blendable glow. So I'd heard you could put it on before your makeup, and I did. I actually put it on all my skincare stuff. Let's see if it'll show up here. And it looks darn right blinding. When you buff it out, it actually buffs into pretty iridescent sheen. I don't know if you can see the difference between my two hands. I don't know, maybe you can't. It just seems like it almost like perfected my skin on the back of my hand, which is such a strange thing to do because this looks like it's just sheer on metal. I put it on all over my face initially before I put on my foundation, and it didn't really feel like anything was kind of poking through. So I'm just gonna layer a little bit more on here, bringing this down a little bit further than I probably normally would. But I'm tapping some on, and I've got it over the top of another highlighter, so I apologize for that. I'm layering my highlighters, but I'm not going anywhere. My husband will be like, why are you so glowy? I think it's pretty. And I like the fact that it doesn't feel oily. It's almost like a dry oil, you know, where your skin doesn't feel slick when it's done. But the Iconic London Illuminator, I've got some of the body glow stuff, and I almost used it on my face the other day, but I thought, I'm gonna wait and see if I get this, and I got it, so yay. This is, I don't even know what shade this is in. Original. I also got the Lavish 5-piece Neon Eye Brush Collection. MSRP on this is $29.99. A must-have all-in-one cruelty-free makeup brush collection that includes essential eye brushes you'll need to achieve an everyday or more dramatic look. I did not use these today. I don't know how I feel about these. These to me don't feel luxe when you just look at them, and when you feel them, they don't feel all that luxe either. Here's what I like about them. The points on these give you some pretty good definition. So if you have a hooded eye, I think especially some of these smaller ones actually work pretty well for doing a little bit more detail work. If you have a big gorgeous eyelid and you can get away with a bigger, fluffier, larger brush, then great. But if you've got a hooded eye, sometimes you have to be very specific on where you put colors. Otherwise, everything just looks dark and heavy. It happens to me all the time. This, I think, is probably this isn't really a blending brush to me. I mean, maybe it'll kind of smoke out a little bit if you're using just this tiny ones. I like angled brush for liner, and I love having a spoolie. It helps kind of break up the clumps of mascara sometimes. This little tiny definition brush, I think it's probably meant for liquid liner. Yeah, it says fine liner on it. I don't know that I'll ever use this little tiny brush, maybe. I just don't do a lot of liquid liner, so it's not gonna be super useful to me. I don't care for the brightly colored handles. They remind me of a watercolor paint set that you'd get when you were a kid, or maybe colored pencils, something very Crayola. I don't know. It just seems a little childish to me. Sorry, just being honest. I'm never gonna get PR or affiliate codes or endorsements or anything from anybody because I'm just brutally honest. But I buy this out of my own money, so nobody's paying me to give you guys a BS review on it. I'm just telling you what I think. To me, I don't really care for the brightly colored brushes, and I haven't used them yet, so I can't tell you how the quality is. And for $29.99, I don't know. They don't feel heavy. They don't feel weighted. They don't feel luxurious to me. I wouldn't have spent $30 for that 5 set brushes. And then the last item I got was the Zoeva eyeshadow palette, which I wanted one. I got a message from one of my favorite subscribers, Christy, and she said that she got like a rose gold one, and I was like, oh, I want the rose gold one. But after I got this one and I started looking at it, at first, of course, the cover makes it look very dark. And when I first looked at this, I just kind of immediately was drawn to the darker colors. I didn't realize over half of them really are kind of lighter colors. So I am going to do 3 looks with this one palette. If you guys just want to hang out, I'm happy to give you my thoughts on the quality of it, the consistency of it, how the colors blended, if they did, what the payoff looked like. Was I surprised? Was I not? So the Zoeva eyeshadow palette offers a range of highly pigmented and easy to blend eyeshadow shades and tempting hues for ultra glamorous makeup look. Formulation of the eyeshadow is enriched with vitamin E. MSRP on it's $28. Okay. I have wanted to try Zoeva eyeshadows before. I don't have any Zoeva eyeshadows, so I'm excited to dig into this. Let me do some math really fast, and I'll tell you the price of everything that came in my $25 BoxyCharm subscription. Now, again, I'm not verifying. I'm not going online and searching these up and verifying it. I'm just trusting what they gave me in the card was correct. Okay, so $32 for the Benefit primer. $28 for the Zoeva eyeshadow palette, $41 for the iconic London Illuminator. $29.99, I want to just call it $30 for the lavish five-piece neon eye brush collection. And then the last item was the original makeup eraser for $22. Total value, $152.99. We'll call it $153 for my $25 BoxyCharm. I did get a card, which I didn't get on my premium. And what else? They give you a coupon for 55% off your next order of Misguided, in case you're into misguided clothes. You also have Boxy Pop-Up is another way to purchase some items up to 80% off, they say. I already see a couple things on here that might be interesting to me, so I'll probably be doing some add-ons or some Boxy Pop-Ups. And then there's also a little card on the makeup eraser. It just kind of gives you some information on their mission and things like that. So that's always kind of fun. I like, you know, products with a cause. It's not a bad deal, especially if I can get it for a good price. So I'm excited to try that. It's, I guess let's play with some makeup. I'll be right back. First look down with this Zoeva Opulence palette. It's like 3 dark colors. I don't know why I thought there were so many dark colors when I first looked at it. Maybe it's the packaging. Maybe the optical illusion is the packaging. The one thing that this palette does have, it feels like all of the lighter colors that would be like a transition shade shimmers. And with hooded eyelids, it's kind of hard to, you know, go with shimmers up on that hood because it really kind of draws attention to it. If you have a hooded eyes, you feel my pain. You know that it's just challenging to have something too shiny on that hood because then it just really makes it pull forward. And I don't want to look like I've got swollen eyelids right now. Zoeva is a company that is in Italy. So this one says it was manufactured in Italy but distributed in Germany. So European. If you're done with the European stuff. When I mentioned that I got an eyeshadow palette from Italy, my husband was like, pretty sure there isn't going to be coronavirus on this. I don't think. It's probably been in a warehouse for a while. I used the colors Get Your Glory, Imperial, and Society Figures. Pretty much these 3. And then that one is my inner corner. Get Your Glory, I wasn't really sure how I was going to use this in a look initially because it is very matte and very burgundy, but I think the fact that I put it on top of a shimmer actually probably helped it from being patchy. I'm actually going to try one of the other mattes without layering it on top of a shimmer and see how it performs. So wish me luck. I'll be right back after I take this off. Definitely darker, smoky, the blue, the brown. It was a little bit of a challenge because I didn't have that kind of neutral transition shade. So I did mix 2 of these together. I didn't want the shimmer, but this was too dark. So I thought mixing the 2 together would kind of mattify it a little bit. And there is a little bit of sheen, but it's not horrible. I think for if you want to do a dark, smoky, dramatic date night look, this gives you the colors that you could use. I also think that this blue would make actually probably a pretty good liner. If you wanted to do something that was more, you know, a brown and a cream color, then the blue as a bottom liner I think would be really stunning too. I have several colors I haven't tried here yet because I'm really kind of doing this 2 to 3 shadows, and at that math, I get more shadows than I'm doing with 3 looks. So that's not a bad problem to have. These colors are actually more flexible than I thought they would be, although I don't know, I could have used a lighter, more like a taupe neutral instead of one of these other shimmers. Yeah, I mean, this one's slightly darker than this one. I don't know that you need both of them, but if you have another taupe to dip into, maybe the Going Coconuts palette, something that would probably actually work really well as a complement to this. The one thing I was pleasantly surprised in is that blue didn't give me any kind of patchy that took a long time to build out. I went in with a big fluffy brush. I mean, this is a much bigger, fluffier brush than I probably needed. And so because of that, I did have a little bit of transfer down below, but it wiped off really easily. I'm not seeing a ton of kick up in the pan, which leads me to believe that it's probably a little bit more densely packed. Could also be a function of, you know, the shimmers or stick together a little bit more than maybe the mattes do. 2 looks down, not upset with it. I'm gonna take this off. I'll be right back for my third one. Look number 3 with the Zoeva Opulence palette. It actually worked really well for me. This came in my BoxyCharm base box for the month of April. I didn't get to choose this palette. It was chosen for me with my BoxyCharm. So I did a little experiment because I wanted to see how the formula would perform and if I could get a dark matte to sheer out. So what I did is I used this darker brown, which is called Golden Years, which I don't really see anything gold about it, but I used Golden Years. I sheared it out just above my crease as my transition shade, and I did not use anything else above it. And then I went in and I packed on the color just above my crease a little bit more just to give kind of my eye some definition. But I really wanted to use this sort of greenish gold color in the shade, what is it called here? Queen for a Day. 2 shadows is what I used on my upper eyelids. I went in with a little bit of the Urban Decay 24/7 Perversion gel liner and then sort of smudged it in a little bit. For a daytime look that's not too totally heavy, goes with my green dress. I guess you're not supposed to match your eyeshadows, but sometimes I do, and that's fine. Some days are better than others. I'm gonna wipe my hand off now. Some days are better than others. Some days seem to be just a little bit easier to hold it together than others. Yesterday I had a day that I was not holding it together, and I'm gonna admit that. I'm human. I don't know if you guys have had days like that where everything seems just fine, and then all of a sudden it just kind of hits you in this whole quarantine thing, and like, how long is it gonna be before we can get out and about and do things normally? I don't know that we'll ever be completely normal again. My son and I had to stop somewhere the other day, and we wore face masks when we went in, and everybody else was too. And things were very well marked, you know, out 6 feet apart. They were limiting the number of people that were in the place all at the same time. And I thought, you know what, we can do this. If everybody did this, we could do this. So hopefully that's when our phase 1 is going to be here in Washington State. Who knows when that's going to be. We have to be kind of on the downhill, I think, before they'll do that. I live in Eastern Washington, and we just we haven't been hit that hard where I live. I don't know where you guys are. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me where you're viewing this from. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Feel free to come hang out with me for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes sometimes. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram, Sheli Tsunami. Feel free to DM me over there if you'd like to. I'm happy to have conversations. I don't leave my house, so I hope you guys are doing well. And until my next video, bye for now.